Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy Poe Pro broadcasting live and direct from the Poe Production Studios, and right now we are about to play Mega Man 3 on Nintendo. Well, actually, on an emulator, as you can see, but whatever. I'm using just one controller. My keyboard right here. Or is it right here? It's going way over there. I don't use save states. I don't need save states. Save states are for sissies. And Poe Pro is hopefully not considered to be a sissy. Anyway, guys, let's start the show. So one thing that's very noticeable about Mega Man 3, it opens up with its own little theme song. It's pretty good. I mean, honestly, the music in this game is very good. This is like vintage Capcom at the time. Alright, that's it. It just loops infinitely. One thing Mega Man 3 really loses points on with me. The actual story of this game is hardly ever told at all during the actual gameplay. Like, you need the manual for it. So pretty much this is the story of the game. Dr. Light and Dr. Wily worked together to build this giant robot named Gamma. It was like a peacekeeping robot. But something went wrong, and 8 robot masters by Wily were sent to like steal minerals or something like that, guarded by different areas. I don't know. It's some really convoluted story. Even like as a kid playing this game, I never knew the story. And then when I heard it when I was older, I'm like, what? And that's why I always got confused, because there is a little cutscene later when he says like, Wily ran off with Gamma. I'm like, who the heck is Gamma? So yeah, the story's not told very well in this game. But other than that, it's a very solid game. So our first Robot Master we are going to start with, to be honest, I probably could beat anybody. But since I don't have anyone here to scream at me as to who to take, I'm going to do Snake Man first. Now the play control with Mega Man in this game compared with like Mega Man 1 and 2, it's a little tighter. Like, you don't feel as slippery. But there's one added thing, you can slide in this game. Wow. Sliding is actually a good thing. I do like it. It adds maneuverability to Mega Man. Like, you can actually avoid getting hit by things. As we kind of progress further and further into the classic series of Mega Man, we're going to find that there's more and more things added to his control. But this is the only game that I think adds the distinction of having Mega Man slide, but he can't do charge shots. So right here we have a giant snake. Just don't ever go in this thing. You're just asking to get hit. Go close. Try to stay far away. He doesn't take too many shots to kill. I'm not doing a good job dodging him, but honestly, you know, he's dead before I'm in trouble. I do like that Snake Man has like these like snakes built into the ground here. You don't like that this boss has a weird order? You know, I don't like that you're in my stream. How's that? That's a little harsh. Yeah, nah, this game also has the distinction of not having a set, you know, order for bosses where it's just like, you know, the 8 bosses in a row and you just do that. Nah, there's 2 different, like, enemy weakness chains here. You got one where it's 3 and then one where it's 5. Yeah, it's weird, but whatever. Here we got Hammer Joes. Joes are a common enemy in the Mega Man series. Mega Man 1 had him, Mega Man 2 had him, 3 is the Hammer version. Does 4 have him? I don't even remember. Maybe 4 doesn't have him. I don't know if 4 does actually. Now I gotta think about it. These are question mark blocks. You might have saw them for like a split second. Mega Man 3 is the only game that has them. Later on, we have our buddy Eddie, aka Flip Top, who comes by to drop some goodies to us. So real quick, I'm going to show you guys the pause screen. Sort of similar to Mega Man 1 and 2's, but now it's on the bottom. We have our pew 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 pea shooter. We have our lives counter. We have our energy cans. But there's one distinction with Mega Man 3 that kind of makes it a little bit easy, and all the other games get easy because of this. You can have 9 energy cans. 2, I think, have the perfect balance of 4. Not too many, but you gotta conserve them. This is like, oh, you're not a good player? Here, take some free energy. And now we have a new tool here. We got our boy Rush. This is Rush Coil. It actually enables you to bounce higher. Rush is now a common staple that will always pop up in the Mega Man games from this point on. There is a way to glitch Rush, you are correct. I think you have to have Shadow Man's weapon in order to do it. Like, you gotta hold down or something while you're on him, and you can get the Rush Jet early. For some reason, whenever I used to play this stage on a TV, like the screen up at the top here would always get wavy looking. I don't know why. Something that I guess to scroll into the graphics. It was always in this part. That also happened a lot in Crash Man's level for me. I guess it's like the rapid color change or something like that in the level. You know, you go from all these dark greens and now you're all of a sudden way up in the sky. I always jump when getting on these things, because for some reason I've had issues where like Mega Man's sprite and the cloud like occupy the same space, and I've got thrown off the tower. Whee! It's a weird phenomenon. Right here we got little bullet bills inside clouds. You don't have to shoot them. The problem is they're got a wavy pattern and they could be annoying to dodge. Or you could shoot them, let them fly by and don't do anything about it. But right here you gotta be a little careful because you're gonna have some very tight platform jumping. And these little bullet bill things are gonna get in the way. I can't read that right now, you got a bad time to do this. There we go. I'm in good shape now. That was the only hard spot was right there. And we're at Snake Man's lair. You are right about that whole scrolling thing. Mario 3 was infamous for that, if you remember. Because the whole game had to scroll vertically and horizontally at the same time, so there were always issues with that. Alright, let's take on our boy Snake Man. Snake Man's not super duper hard, but he's not really easy either. You just have to watch his pattern. It's very pre-choreographed. But once you get in the middle, you should have no trouble dodging him. Except for right there, that was a little bit of a tough spot. He's always going to run left and right. And on occasion, he's going to shoot out his little snakes. Usually when he jumps straight up. But right now, I should have no problem on this fight. I probably won't really get hit. Such a shame to hurt such a beautiful tree. That's a little joke from the Mega Man cartoon. Mega Man and Snake Man like switched bodies, and like Mega Man and Snake Man had to like stop Snake Man. He's like, I don't want to hurt this tree, but I'll throw a bus at you instead. Alright, this is new. We see Mega Man absorb the Robot Master's power, and now we have the Search Snake. Kind of a cool touch. I don't mind that they added that to the games. Mega Man looks a little bit like a doofus here, but whatever. You got Search Snake. And to be honest, I like Search Snake. It's kind of like Bubble Lead from Mega Man 2, but on steroids, because it can actually go up walls. So it's actually a pretty fun weapon to use. Alright, Mirasami, you are here, so now I lose my ability to pick whoever I want. So I know what you're gonna do. I'm assuming the next person you're gonna pick is going to be Needle Man. Oh my god. I know you're picking after that. So I might be forced to use energy cans because you're going to make me fight people in really awful orders. Anyway, here's Needleman. This level's pretty cool. We got these little porcupines here. You want to try and kill them as quick as possible because then they turn into these things and you can't hit them. And you might as well just run away at that point. Let me show off Snake Man's weapon in just a moment. I don't want to do it here. This isn't a good spot to do it. This is a boring area to do it. Let me do it in an area that has a lot of bumpy ground. Yeah, so there's scrolling issues. If you look all the way on the right side of the NES screen, you can see like little bits of flickering for like frames. And right there! Remember that thing is there because that's going to pop up later in the game. So let me show you guys what Snake Man's weapon does. It just goes along the ground. But it can go up and down walls, it does all kinds of things. It's actually a pretty fun weapon to use. It's not the most effective weapon in the world. Obviously, you have anything that's in the air. It's not really a good weapon, but it operates very similar to Bubble Man's weapon in that sense. It just drops straight down and crawls along the ground. Here we got dragonfly enemies. They're kind of annoying. Just keep an eye on them and use peripheral vision. Here's the gimmick of Needleman's level. We have these giant Needlemans. No, you're wrong. Needleman wasn't a cartoon. It was him, Heatman, and Sparkman showed up for like 1 second of one episode. I can't remember what it was. It might have been Mega Pinocchio. Like, they were just causing some havoc in a scene real quick. But he definitely, absolutely is in an episode. I didn't even know it was him until much later. Just go on the internet, find like a source. I'm sure you'll find a page that shows Needleman in the cartoon. I want to destroy this thing because I want to get that energy can. There we go. Okay. He definitely is. I'm 100% certain of it. Yo, often guys, Mirasami and I are going to talk about the Mega Man cartoon because we both grew up watching that. It's ridiculous, but I love it. Told you. Don't ever doubt me again. I forget what episode it is. It might be Mega Pinocchio, but it might be another one. It's like season 2, definitely. It's like him, Heatman, and somebody else are there. Like, it's one of those blink and you'll miss it kind of cameos, kind of like Napalm Man in the beginning of the intro. Alright guys, we're up to Needleman. Needleman is actually quite hard in this game. You gotta really pay attention to what you're doing, but luckily there's one thing that saves this battle from being almost impossible. Good old Nintendo lag. But he's still very hard. The weapon that kills him is Gemini Man's weapon, and that's actually kind of hard to hit him with. Robots, that one, okay. So Needleman is either going to jump in the air and shoot needles out at you, or he's going to kind of extend his head forward. What you want to do is you want to try and lead 2 needles towards you. Okay, I'm just gonna die here. I got way too little health. Come on, kill me. Please kill me. Thank you. I'm gonna have to use energy cans because you got me fighting a really hard robot master. Needleman's probably the hardest one. Him and Shadow Man. Hard Man's also kind of a pain too if you don't know what you're doing. Alright, Needleman, we'll just stand there. So what you want to do is when he jumps up in the air, he's going to shoot 4 needles at you. You want to try to lead 2 of them. Oh crap, bad spot to be in. The problem is he can corner you at times. When he jumps up in the air, he's going to shoot 4 needles. You want to lead 2 of them towards you and then 2 to jump up above you. It's a little hard to time accurately all the time. Oh, sure, if you want to spaz out here, Needleman, you don't have to shoot your needles at me. Problem is, I gotta watch very carefully how he jumps, so I can slide under him. Now, if there was no slide in this game, this guy would probably be impossible to beat without getting hit like 100 times, so I am gonna beat him. you jerk. Right in your face. The slide is a nice little feature. I don't have issues with it. But thank you for having me do Needle Man, because I believe I get Rush Jet right now. And Rush Jet is miserably overpowered in this game. So that is the Needle Cannon. Needle Cannon's okay. It's basically the Mega Buster, but with rapid fire. Nothing fancy. But what is good is we get the Rush Jet. Rush Jet is amazing in this game. Oh, what do you know? I gotta face Gemini Man next. What a surprise. I hate... You know, if you do this to me in Mega Man 4, it's gonna be really rough on some guys. And I know you. You'll do that. Gemini Man's level is awesome. As a little kid, I first played this game when I was like maybe 7 years old. This level is awesome to me. Alright, so here's Needle Man's weapon. You can hold down the fire button and it's rapid fire needles. It's okay, there's nothing fancy about it. But what I do want to show off is Rush Jet. Rush Jet is miserably overpowered. I can go anywhere I want. Whee! And if you keep jumping on Rush, he doesn't lose energy. So it is very overpowered in this game. Later games miserably nerfed it to where he has to go forward, but you can at least kind of control his speed and his height. These are bouncy penguin guys with bellies that bounce out. And to be honest, this is not an easy level to start off with. These things shooting fire all over the place make it a little bit tense for where you gotta stand, and you have a strong chance to get knocked into a pit if you're not careful. Let me recharge my Rush Jet. I do like the parallax scrolling though, the background going by a little bit slower with the twinkling stars than the foreground. It's actually a nice little effect. I like when Nintendo games do that little parallax scrolling. This actually is a very nice background. I kind of forgot how pretty it looks. It's simple, but it just looks like real life almost with stars out in the sky. Now there is an unused sprite. There's also a couple of tricks in Mega Man 2 that I'm not really going to do because I don't have a second controller. But maybe I'll do that in a bonus video at some point. You can make Mega Man jump super high, you can slow down the sprite graphics, you can turn Mega Man into a zombie where he has no life and nothing can kill him. It's weird, Mega Man 3. There's a lot of weird glitches to it. Oh, hello there, weird robot. How you doing? Okay, I'll see you later. Oh, you blew up the ground. Thank you, whoever you were. Yep, that's the problem with Mega Man 3. It doesn't explain anything during the game. You find everything out at the end. So we're gonna find out who that mystery robot is at the end of the game. Oops, and I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit down. I love that I use an energy can for for nothing. These are little tadpole things. A good area to go farming if you need to get some energy. I do want to check and see what's up in that thing, up on the top there, because if that's an energy can, I absolutely want to get it. It's just an extra life. Alright, you're gonna stay up there, extra life. Nice little thing too is there's a little bit of foreground graphics in the way here in this stage. It's subtle, but it's pretty cool looking. Little kid Poe Pro always compared this level to Flashman's because of the flashing lights and all that. I always kind of hated this part. It kind of forced you to use the Rush Jet or the Rush Coil. You could get around it with a really good jump. It's hard to time it. I swear I'm gonna get it. Oh, forget it. However, unfortunately, with your plans, Miguel Mirasami, I do have Gemini Man's weakness. Here we got a penguin generator. Kind of an annoying enemy. I'm just using Needleman's weapon just to show it a little bit of love, because I don't feel like it's enough love in this game. We are approaching a part of Gemini Man's level that's actually kind of hard. I can do it because, you know, I'm an OG like that, but still, it's actually kind of a hard part of a level. Now you have to use Rush Coil here. Again, I kind of hate stages forcing me to use items. Especially in the beginning of the game. Like Wily levels, yeah, it makes sense. You want to use your items, you have to. But this part's actually kind of hard. You got a lot of stuff to pay attention to here. You got these fish dropping bombs on you. You got fireflies or dragonflies trying to get you. There's a lot of stuff to pay attention to here. It's very tight platform jumping here. Take your time with it though. Ooh, that was a little hard. You kind of want to control your pace here. Now the dragonflies only attack you when they line up with you vertically. Sorry, horizontally. Okay. Ugh. It's a very, very tense spot here. Okay, we got it. That's hard to get through. Takes a lot of attention. Here we got some little ground-based enemies, and they died before I even got to talk about them. Here is the dumbest placed enemy in the game. Actually, not the dumbest. There's one that's even dumber in one of the Wily levels. It's like a Sniper Joe guarding a wall leading to nothing. And we are about to fight my boy Gemini Man. Gemini Man's weakness is the Search Snake, and I don't like that background. You go from the pretty space background to that. And Gemini Man must do a lot of cardio. The funny thing is, when you shoot, Gemini Man shoots. If you can time it perfectly when he lands his jump, he won't shoot. And I killed him before he even got a chance to show off his weapon. Gemini Man's weapon is interesting. It's a laser that bounces all over the place. It sounds cool until you realize that it's not very useful. Gemini Man laser. Laser. You got Gemini laser. Alright, so we're making our way through Mega Man 3. Alright, Mirasami Shadow Man. Oh my god, you're making me go like the hardest way possible. Really grooving tune here, I love it. Hey buddy. I don't know what this is. Is this lava? Is it red water? You know what? It's a winery. Shadow Man works in a winery. No, a beer distillery. How about that? Alright, and coming down here, we have the first of many times we just get interrupted by this mysterious red-cloaked Mega Man character. That's a little bit interesting. There must be a lag issue, because usually you don't hear that much of his theme playing. I like to jump behind him. If you stay far away, you can just shoot him because he starts running. Oh, look at that. That was Rudy. Blew the ground up under me. Such a strange encounter with a strange robot. I wonder who he is. These things... I can't hit him from here. These things are annoying. They actually make the entire foreground and background go black and you can't see anything. So they're actually kind of an annoying enemy. Thankfully right here it's not that much trouble. This one I could hit. So just to prove my point, you can kill them and you get your you get the ability to see back. This one is the dumbest one of all because it's like, oh, I'm gonna cause the world to go black. Oh, never mind, you can see it again. There we go. Now, since Mirasami's being very evil, I don't have the weapon that kills Shadow Man, which actually the weapon that kills him is one of the hardest weapons to use in all of Mega Man. Top Man's weapon, because he just spin around like an idiot. So it's kind of a pretty bad situation I'm in here. Right here we have these guys that come flying down via parachutes. Now you could try to rush through this area, what I like to do, especially if you don't have a good weapon that kills them. Force them to come down beforehand. Don't be too quick here, because if you fall, it puts you in a bad position. Thing is, I gotta lead him with my jump and then immediately turn back around so I can land on the platform safely. I think that's it. Alright, we're good. Slide real quick so you don't get hit, and we're good. Got some dragonflies here. Not a problem though. Alright, we are up to Shadow Man. Shadow Man is a ninja assassin. Actually, there is a pattern to him, but the problem is it's hard to tell whether he's going to slide or jump. It is always on the third jump when he decides to do one of the two things. However, when the battle starts, it is always the second jump where he does a slide attack or he throws his ninja star. So Shadow Man's a pain in the neck, but he's a cool robot master. 1, 2. You want to keep your distance from him at all times, so it gives you a chance to react to what he's doing. See, that's the problem. He slides really fast. It is possible to... Come on, that was cheap. That was horrible hit detection there. What did I get hit by? His hand? Ooh, I almost jumped too early because I was expecting him to slide. That's the problem. Timing whether he's going to slide or if he's going to do his attack. If you screw up the timing on either one, you're getting hit. But he isn't impossible. It just takes a lot of practice to kill Shadow Man. See, that's the thing. Like, I had no way of knowing what he's going to do there. He's dead. Alright, and we beat Shadow Man. Hard fight, but if you are experienced with this game, it is possible to kill him first. And I believe do we get Rush Marine from Shadow Man? I think we do. Alright, we get Shadow Blade, which is like Metal Blade, but they nerfed it. They had to, otherwise it was too strong a weapon. You got Shadow Blade and Rush Marine. Rush Marine is actually cool, but I wish it was more useful. Alright, so we're going to face off against Top Man. I would love to show off Rush Marine, but I can't. I need to be in the water, so we'll have to do it later in the Wily levels. So let's face off against Top Man. But you know what? You can call him Toppy. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a hurricane, baby, right round. Alright, so let me show off Shadow Man's weapon. It's a blade. Now, for some reason, what's cool, if you look at the distance horizontally, vertically, and then on a diagonal, the diagonal goes much farther. So they've really nerfed Shadow Man's weapon. Oh, sorry, not Shadow Man, Metal Man's weapon. These things are annoying. I don't know what they're called, but I hate them. They take forever to form, and they're easy to kill. But they're invincible while they're forming. It took all that time to create yourself, only to die in 1 second. feel like I got rewarded for taking the top route. Little trick here. You got these little top guy generators. They just keep endlessly creating tops. They remind me a lot of the Fan Fiend enemies from Mega Man 3. Oh, these stupid things. I hate them so much. They're so pointless. I kind of like that these are little Met tools and they're like driving bulldozers. I always thought that was cute. Alright, next we're coming up against a kind of annoying enemy. I'm going to cheat and use the Snake Man weapon on him. Kitty cats! Those cats are actually a pain in the neck. I really don't like them, but thankfully they're only in like 2 areas of this entire level. So I'm going to use Snake Man's weapon for a little bit here. You want to have things travel on the ground, buddy? Well, I'm going to do it too. Now, say you destroy the 2 balls of yarn, he shoots out these little fleas at you. But they're not a problem. Actually, I'm going to switch to Shadow Man's weapon. See, Mirasami, when you play this game, the Mega Man weapons don't get enough love. I always like to use the weapons. Yeah, I've often thought, why is like the aesthetic of Top Man's level like a leafy forest? It's always been kind of strange to me. Alright, here's the gimmick of Top Man's level. Spinning tops. This is the only time in the entire game they show up, and it's not hard at all to get by this part. And that's it. So in typical fashion, Mirasami has me going in the worst order possible. I don't have any weapons that kill Top Man right now, so I'm just gonna have to kill him with the regular buster. But that's not a problem, because Top Man is a total pushover. He only has 1 attack. He makes a bunch of tops, and then he spins around the room like an idiot. And that's it. Rinse and repeat. I do like that his feet are on wheels, though, if you look close enough. Problem is, Top Man's invulnerable for a lot of the battle. But if you slide away fast enough, you can lead the tops away from you and you won't die. And Top Man's down for the count. I didn't even get hit. I guess you could say I really topped Top Man. You got Top Spin. I kind of like the yellow and gray aesthetic though, that looks pretty cool, but you go to find out that Top Man's weapon is very, very weird. Hard Man. Oh, you are purposely picking the worst order. Hard Man's one of the weirdest looking Robot Masters because he's always looking directly at me. It's weird. So let me show you Top Man's weapon real quick. Oh, it's not working. You have to jump and use it. Whee! Mega Man's like, I'm so happy, I'm spinning. To be honest, it's a situational weapon. You're gonna show off a little glitch here. Oh no, there's bees! Bees everywhere! Say you don't want to deal with the bees, guys, this is what you do. You tell it, hey, it's a Nintendo game. You just scroll back to the left and they disappear. Oh no. There we go. Not a problem. You know what? I don't care. Nintendo games want to be cheap, I'm going to be cheap right back. So here's the gimmick of Hard Man's level. We got bear traps on these little platforms. Just got to be careful how long you stay on them. Alright, while we're here, I might as well show off Gemini Man's weapon. I haven't done that yet. So right here we have a Sniper Joe that's on top of a hill or something like that. I can't hit him with the Mega Buster. Normally you'd have to use the Rush Coil. I'm gonna kill him this way. There you go. Gemini Man's weapon looks awesome when you're able to pull off cool stuff with it, but you grow to realize it really sucks. It's not a useful weapon. Now back to Top Man's weapon. Top Man's weapon is strange. The reason it's weird is because if you hit something that doesn't die in one shot, every frame you are on that enemy while you're using Top Man's weapon, you're gonna make the energy go drain down like nothing. And I believe Top Man's weapon does kill these things. Let's see. Yeah, it does. See? If it kills an enemy, it only uses one bit of energy. But if, say, you try to use it on an enemy that it doesn't kill, watch what happens here. I'm going to try to use it on this guy, which this is not an easy guy to use this on. See how much my energy drained down? So it's always been a joke amongst Mega Man fans, like, oh, how does Top Man's weapon work? It goes by the tide, the position of the moon. Can I do this without getting hit? Nice. I can hit you, but you can't hit me. Haha. So yeah. I have found ways where Top Man's weapon could be very useful. In fact, towards the end of the game, it's actually a very useful weapon. I actually don't think it's the worst weapon of the game. I actually give that honor to Spark Man's weapon. That's the worst weapon of the game. I'm gonna say half the weapons in this game are useful. Always go the lower route, I think. No, you can rephrase that. Always go the upper route. It's a free energy can, why would you not? This area is a little tricky. You got these bear trap things and the bees. Same thing, just keep traveling. Now be careful about how you approach these things. If you run into this and say you jump up, it triggers it. So if I fell into that one that was down to the left and tried going on this one, it's gonna hit me. Like, watch. See? You gotta go on top of it. If you go in from an angle, it still registers that you hit it. Oh, we got that mysterious robot again. This is actually the only time he's ever a little bit of a challenge because of the terrain you're battling him on. But honestly, once you follow him in the middle, he is almost impossible to get hit by. I say that as I get hit. Alright, I actually might almost have to use an energy can because I kind of forgot how to fight Hard Man. Unfortunately, we do not have the weapon that beats Hard Man. If only there was some kind of... metal attracting based weapon where I can kind of attract the metal in some way and force it to do things or repel it away at a moment's notice. Some kind of like magnetosphere type weapon. Oh well, I guess we have no way of killing this guy made of iron and lead and whatever. So here's Hard Man. Hard Man's big and giant and he throws his fists at you. And then he tries to jump on you. What makes him... oh, that's bad. What makes him a pain in the neck is his fists return to him. So you want to try to get his... stay all the way to the end of the screen. Because then the fists fly off the screen and they won't come back. This is how you beat Hard Man the cheap way. If you try to do it the other way with the fist returning, there's a lot more stuff to dodge and you're much more likely to get hit. Is it cheap? Oh, absolutely. The problem why Hard Man's so hard, LOL, is because He damages you a lot in this fight. Now, ironically, when he smashes the ground, it doesn't, like, cause you to freeze in place or anything like that, like Gutsman was. It just makes everything freeze in place. Even if you're up in the air, it does it. So if I get hit again, I might use an energy can just for safety's sake. I'm doing okay, but I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. Crap. I'm gonna use an energy can just to be safe. Let me actually see if any of these other weapons do anything to him. Nope. I'm not even gonna try Top Man. Gemini Man, you do anything to him? Oh, actually it does. Oh, it does like hardly anything to him. Let's see. Should I try Snake Man? It's probably gonna do nothing. Shadow Man? Nope. So I'm gonna have to kill him with the regular weapon, or if I'm really insane, I gotta do it with the Gemini Man weapon. You know what, Mike? For you, I'm gonna do Gemini Mans. Oh, I was trying to slide. There we go. Alright. That was kind of a semi-stressful battle because I sort of forgot how to fight Hard Man. But I remembered that you can scroll his fist off the screen. Getting rid of the fists on the screen makes him not a pushover, but makes him much easier. Makes him Easy Man as opposed to Hard Man. Huh? You got Hard Knuckle. I have the ability to punch things right now. Yay. There's that magnet-based boss master. I figured like a weapon like a magnet would kill Hard Man. Ironically, Magnet Man's actually weak to 2 weapons, but there's one he's a little bit more weak to. So I'm going to show this off. Of course, the weapon that Magnet Man's weak to would cause him to short circuit. I don't know what Robot Master does that, but oh well. Here's the gimmick of Magnet Man's level. You can actually kind of control yourself up and down here. That could have been a cool mechanic, like force you to control yourself and like have to maneuver spikes. It would be a really cool idea. They don't do it. In fact, this is like the only spot I think these guys ever show up in the game. To be honest, these things aren't even hurting anybody. You don't even have to kill them. See, look, he's just flying by and whatever. It's not hurting nobody. Alright, so right now I'm going to show off Hard Man's weapon against this jerk that keeps showing up. Hard Man's weapon is kind of annoying because you have to wait for it to form in front of you before you're able to use it. You could kind of control if it goes up and down a little bit, but it ends up not being the most effective weapon. It's actually more annoying to use than it needs to be. Here we got giant slinkies. They are weak to Sturchman's weapon, but for some reason the missiles aren't. You know, now I know why they call them miss-souls, because they always miss. I just missed out. I missed again. There we go. Another little gimmick in this level, you have these magnets that attract you to them. And if you look very closely on the bottom, there are giant batteries there that have RW on there. Now in Japan, and just due to like, you know, I don't want to say translation, but just due to pronunciation issues, L's and R's are always just R sounds. So Dr. Light's name's really Dr. Wright. So it's Wright Wily. And here we get this appearing block puzzle. Yay! They're not that hard in this game. But when you get this thing thrown in, it actually makes it quite annoying to get through here. But you could avoid even having to go on there. Oh, that's a hard jump right there. I'm gonna have to go over here. There you go. Now you don't even have to worry about getting close to that one, because what you can do is this. Ah, trying to trick the game. And this one's not hard at all. You could actually sort of bypass the ones that are going to get affected by the magnet, but you just have to sort of time your jump better. So a whole bunch of goodies are right there. Do I need to drop down and get them? Not really. Ow. And we are already up to Magnet Man. I wonder if Magnet Man finds me attractive. Huh? Now, ironically, Magnet Man's really weak to Spark Man's weapon, but Shadow Man's weapon actually does good damage to him. It's kind of like that situation like in Mega Man 1 where Fire Man's weapon also hurts Cutman. Magnet Man has 3 forms of attack. It's either he's going to jump up in the air and shoot magnets down at you, or he's going to do this. All you got to do is just run away from him. I actually like to get in the middle of them. And he's dead. So Magnet Man is not very hard. He's actually a very fun fight, and I really like his weapon. It's one of the underrated weapons of this game. But there is a big flaw to it, and I'm going to show you what in a minute. You got Magnet Missile! Alright, Mirasami, who should I fight next? You know I can't revisit a stage in this game. Alright. Spark Man. I find it quite shocking that we got to him this late. Sparkman's level reminds me of like if you were to mix Metal Man and Quick Man's together. It is a little bit intimidating the first time through though. Really cool music though. These guys, I'm gonna let them come up to me. If you let them get above you, they shoot sparks all over the place. But they go down in one shot, so they're really not a problem. That's fine, I might only play Mega Man 3 to be honest, because I'm going to a barbecue later. So maybe 4 I'll do another day. Because 4 is long. I mean, I'm gonna be nearly 2 hours beating this game. So once I'm done with this, we'll be through. These platforms are gonna shoot you up to the spikes, so be careful on them. This set's not so hard, but later in the level they are a little... Wait. That was weird. You saw that. I got on that platform, it didn't move. That was very strange. Oh, okay, we got it. Good. That's actually kind of a tight jump right there. Mega Man 3 is one really awesome gimmick coming up after this level that I actually thought was insanely cool the first time playing this game. The first time even knowing about it. Here's a drop. Usually these are spike drops, but oddly there's no spikes here. Okay, whatever. We're in section B10 right now. We're in the garbage area of the stage. Literally. And that's it. Just keep running right. Now say, for instance, you do get stuck behind these things. They do eventually go down. But it takes 8 shots to do it. So what you gotta do is this. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. So now you can get through. Otherwise, you're going to be there forever. Alright, we're coming up to the end of the level. And this is very nasty, this part. If you're having trouble here, there's no shame in using Rush Jet. This area is very rough. You gotta take your time. Oh, I thought I was gonna get hit by him. You gotta take your time getting through here. Little itty bitty baby jump. Crap, this one I'm gonna have to kill with Shadow Man's weapon. Okay. And one more and we're good. Very nasty part right there. That's why I don't like those enemies. Oh, and ironically, I have the weapon that kills Sparkman. It is actually Shadow Man. Sparkman has a very preset sort of way of fighting. He will always jump on these 5 platforms. Occasionally he'll stop, and when he stops, he's just going to shoot a giant spark at you. That's it. Problem is the hit detection on that spark is ridiculous. It's a huge hitbox. So, Sparkman is not too hard, but he's not really a good guy to fight first. And after killing him, we get Spark Shock, which is probably the worst weapon of the game. It is borderline useless to use. It's only good for killing a couple of bosses. That's about it. Alright, and we have Sparkman, Needleman, Gemini Man, and Shadow Man again. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna fight Gemini Man again. Okay. We're fighting the Riddler. Question mark man. This is actually kind of a cool thing. I like that this game did this. I wish other games did this where you're forced to revisit much harder versions of the stages again. I thought that was cool. Maybe just do it like half the length though. But whatever. Anyway, let me show you guys Sparkman's weapon real quick while I got a chance. All Sparkman's weapon does is it freezes an enemy in place. You can't kill it, and you can't even switch to another weapon, and to make matters even more stupid, you can still get hit by them. It is completely worthless to use during the levels. It's only good for a few boss fights. Now these levels I'm in right now is what makes Mega Man 3 really cool to me. And for the longest time, I used to have a tough time deciding what was a better game, Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 3. Finally now, I will confidently say I think 2 is a better game. There are a couple minor little nitpicks about 3 I don't like, but it's very minor. If I give Mega Man 2 a 10, Mega Man 3 is like a 9.5, in my opinion. Mega Man 1 I gave a 7, but that's just due to the fact that there's like some kinks that needed to be ironed out in that game. Alright, that thing is still destroyed. Alright, good continuity. And we're back to this section again, okay. Oh, there's some spikes here. Alright, a little bit of a puzzle, okay. I don't mind puzzle elements in a Mega Man game. It doesn't bother me at all. Obviously, you don't want to destroy the platform right above the spikes, because then you're forced to jump above it. But whatever, not a huge issue. Alright, we're getting through here. Only because I don't feel like getting Rush Coil out. I don't mind stuff like this in the Mega Man games. Yeah, it slows you down slightly, but it also serves a purpose of like getting weapon energy and stuff back too. It's farming. Here we got these guys that just dropped their heads on you. And we're already at the end of the level. Awesome. Alright, so let's fight Gemini Man again. We'll put him to rest. What? Flash Man? What are you doing in Mega Man 3? No, no, no. I am using special weapons. I'm not doing that. Yes, Mega Man 3 has an awesome gimmick. And as a little kid, this was amazing to me. Because I'm like, oh my god, I'm fighting Mega Man 2 robots in Mega Man 3. Man, I want to see what, like, Gemini Man's weapon does to Metal Man. And see what, you know, if Top Man kills Wood Man or Hard Man kills Air Man. It was very cool to me. So what I was thinking was like, okay, so I know that Metal Man beats Flash Man, so the Shadow Blade's like a Metal Blade. So I was thinking like that. In some cases that works, otherwise it's just a crapshoot. But all the Mega Man 2 guys are weak to 2 different weapons. I do know Needle Man kills Flash Man though. The problem with these guys is they don't fight exactly like their Mega Man 2 counterparts. Their hitboxes are gigantic, and they don't fight identical. It's weird. Oh no, I'm stuck. This is one of the only flaws of this game. Say for instance that I was out of all my rush energy. I would not be able to get up out of here. All because of these 2 little blocks here. That's just very stupid that they did that. Minor though, because honestly, who's going to be using their rush energy at this point in the game? No one. But this does give me an opportunity to finally show off what Rush Marine does. Rush Marine is also overpowered in this game. And I like this. You can take it out of the ground to just go on land with it. I found that hilarious. I wish that like you had more sections with Rush Marine like this. I actually find Rush Marine adorable. I actually do need some life energy though, so let's hope I get a little bit lucky here. Now the second half of Gemini Man's level is actually very easy in this free dub. Gemini Man Remix, I'm gonna call it. Oh, that was weird. He decided to change directions on me. Like he went left and turned around on me. That was very rude of you, little guy that keeps falling from the ceiling here. I actually do need some like life energy, so I'm gonna camp here for a minute. See if I get some. How many lives do I have? Oh, I got 5. Whatever. If I die, I die. If he dies, he dies. I want to face real champion. We're dropping into water. I know who we're fighting next. Heat Man. Here's a really stupid funny thing. If you jump through the shutter door, you're gonna hit spikes. Watch. I'm gonna hold down the jump button. I always found that funny. So anyway, we fight Bubble Man right here. If you die to the Doc Robot in the second part of the stage, you go back to the boss chamber here. If you die to the Doc Robot in the first part of the stage, you go back to the beginning. I hate that. I found that to be very cruel in this game. So I do believe that, just like Mega Man 2, Bubble Man is weak to the Metal Blade. So we're gonna see if it carries in this game as well, with the Shadow Blade. Yep. And he's dead. The docked robots are actually kind of hard in this game. They hit very hard, they have very big hitboxes. And for a seasoned Mega Man 2 player, it is not identical to their AI in Mega Man 2. I mean, it's close. It's like 90% there, but it's not the same. They're definitely more aggressive. Alright, Needleman is next. I just always found this to be like the coolest part of Mega Man 3. I wish more games did stuff like this. And this is cool, Needleman's level's at nighttime right now. And Needleman's level is gonna get a makeover. This is a little hard to time. That's... Ugh. Okay. It's hard to time through those. I always have issues with this part. Some of it's due to hit detection, but some of it's also just because there's certain spots you're allowed to stand on with these things, and it's not always clear. This is why Rush Jet is so awesome. If you jump while using it, you don't waste any, like, hardly waste any energy with it. Alright, I do believe we are going to come up to our first Robot Master. Yep, we're going to fight him right here. And this Robot Master is weak to 2 weapons. Magnet Man is one, but Magnet Man is also a bad weapon to use against Robot Masters because any projectiles they throw, the Magnet Missile goes after the projectiles too. That's the only flaw with this weapon. Otherwise, it's very fun to use it. And I haven't even used it yet to show it off to you guys. But the weapon I believe that does kill this guy is ironically Sparkman, the one weapon I said that's garbage. But here it's useful. Because you do not want to die to the first Dock Robot Master of any of these levels, because you go back to the beginning of the level, not that little boss chamber. So we're going to face off against Airman, and Airman has a really nasty gimmick of making invulnerable tornadoes. Okay, Airman is down for the count. We are good. Magnet Man's weapon also works on him, but it's going to make all the... You're going to hit the tornadoes, too. So let's replenish Sparkman's weapon, which I'm never going to use again. And now we come up to a really fun part of this level. I know some people hate this part. I like it. Another fun fact, I'm not wasting any of Rush Jet's energy right now. Oops, I gotta be careful, because I might actually die if I'm not careful here. If you keep jumping, you don't waste any of his energy. Oh my god, so much lag. I'm actually being like very careful right now not to die. Sometimes if you're real lucky you can kind of squeeze Rush into like these little crevices. But it's just Rush Jet is so awesome in this game. I'm not surprised I had to nerf it later. Let me get my weapon energy here. Climb up this ladder, hope we don't die. Does anything else need to get recharged? My life does. Whatever. We'll stick with Rush Jet right now. Alright, we are up to the second part of Needleman's level. Oh god, this is going to be a little tough to do. Hold on, I gotta really concentrate here that I don't die. Okay, I'm good. I didn't remember if he fell down the ladder or not. And I was like, oh, let me hang at the ladder. Nah, I might have died. And here are some giant Met hats. These guys are annoying because... Actually, you know what? They might be good because I can get some energy here. When these things are out of range and you can't hit them, they're annoying. But right now, I want them to make these little Met enemies because I need some life. When he shoots these little, like, 3-ball attacks, there's nothing I can do about that. I can't get that extra life right now. Alright, there we go. So let me show off Magnet Man's weapon right now. I didn't get a chance to do that. I missed him. Magnet Man's weapon's cool. It shoots out horizontally, and once it kind of fixes itself vertically with an enemy, it'll shoot right at him. So you shoot everything in an L shape with this weapon. The problem is these guys are moving too fast, and I keep missing them. It's actually a really cool weapon, though. The only thing that ends up nerfing it is it uses up a lot of energy. Let me see if I can do it on this Met hat thing. Okay, it doesn't work on him. I like that his eyes disappear. Alright, this thing's being a jerk right now. It's like staying out of range of my weapons. It's staying high in the air. Come on, buddy. Come on down. I want to cut you down to size. Oh, forget it. Alright, I'm done being fancy. Oh, bad spot for this guy. Okay, good. I actually really needed that energy. Alright, we are up to our second Robot Master here. And it is kind of an annoying Robot Master. I actually forget what weapon kills him. I know Top Man is one. I'm not there using that, though. Is it Shadow Man? No, it's Top Man and Hard Man. Oh, this is going to be a bad fight. Not a fun fight for this guy, when I have a delayed weapon. Crash Man. I do believe if I don't hit any buttons, he will run back and forth. You know what? I don't want to die. Yeah, even though like I know the Mega Man 2 Robot Masters like really well, they're very aggressive in this version, like in Mega Man 3, and they have large hitboxes. The fights are not exactly the same. They're a little rough. Alright, next we are doing Spark Man. Guess it's time to spark it up. I don't know, is that even an expression? This is cool. Oh, I totally missed him. Ah! No, no! Ugh. That's for making me look stupid. Just trying to show off some things. This next part's actually really cool. I love using Gemini Man's weapon here. It just looks awesome. Now you could also use Shadow Man's. You gotta kill that guy. And it's so cool zigzagging up the ladder there. 1F, we're on the first floor. Okay. So a new thing added to this level, we have these little platforms that are like little treadmills. They're not too hard in this level. Be careful. And that's it. In fact, this level in some ways is almost easier than the original. Because the nasty gimmick that was in the original, those blocks that shot you up the spikes, aren't even in this version. Which I found weird. I'm like, why would you take that out? That was the hardest element of the whole level. Alright, we are up to our first Robot Master. Who will it be? Well, I know he's weak to Magnet Man. And it is... Metal Man! The problem with him is you want to make sure you only hit him and not shoot him when the metal blades are coming out. So it's like, little kid Poe Pro was like, hey, he's made of metal, Magnet should kill him. And it was right, you know, I used the same mode of thinking. Hard Man was weak to Magnet Man, why should Metal Man's weapon be? Now here's another nasty thing. Say if I die right here in this giant spike drop, I go back to the beginning. Let's hope I don't die. Luckily this is not a hard drop, because I'm fine already. And there we go, we're good. These stupid things again are the bane of my existence in this game. I really hate them. I don't think anybody likes them. The hazards are more so in these like little electrical things here than these guys. These guys are just there just to be annoying. Took all that time to be formed and generated and I just killed it. That's the dumbest one of all, because it's not even an issue. Here we are at the garbage dump of the level. Just keep running. Time your jump swell and you're fine. And there you go, we're at the end of the level. Now we are facing off against what is the most evil thing this game can offer at us. Well, one of the most. Let's take the hardest Robot Master of Mega Man 2 and make him even harder. And to make matters worse, let's have the two weapons that kill him be the hardest ones to hit him with. So I can either use Snake Man or Gemini Man's weapon on this guy. And you're gonna find out why this guy is really hard. Be afraid, oh be very afraid of Quick Man. It's Quick Man that hits like a truck and he's hard to hit. Okay, hold on. I'm not chancing it. I am not chancing it. Murphy's Law. I would have survived, but I'm not chancing it. If you are going to get hit in that level, or in that fight, get hit by his boomerangs. Do not get hit by Quick Man, because that'll hurt. Alright, so we're down to our last group of guys. We are doing Shadow Man next. So we have Heat Man and Wood Man remaining. Let's see how this goes. And this stage is a bit of a thing. A lot of spike drops early on. And a little bit of a trap there on the left, but not hard. These are the dumbest spikes of all, because who's going to go right or left on a ladder? This one's also stupid. Watch this. Ah! So long as you don't hit right or left, you're fine. Hey, look, that Robot Master that we were fighting is gone now. He's been replaced by one of those hopping enemies. Interesting. Alright, this next part coming up is a bit tricky. You have these platforms that kind of disappear on you. They open up and they're very easy to fall through. Like, even when you kind of go up from the bottom, they kind of fall on you. So, that's a little hard, but to make matters more insane, yeah, you have all these bottomless pits and all that. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. Have I ever gotten through that legit? Yeah, but it's very hard. To make matters worse, you got this crap going on. Look at this. Look at this. Insanity. No one's gonna go through that legit. Why do it? You have Rush Jet. You're not forced to go through it. That would have been a nasty gimmick to throw in Shadow Man's level earlier in the game. And make you say, oh man, I gotta get Rush Jet first. But I guess they kind of screwed up because they put Rush Jet in Shadow Man's level. Alright, so coming up next, we have our next Robot Master. I forget who he's weak to be honest. I think it's Needle, but I'm not sure. This is by far the most overpowered enemy. Woodman in a giant Doc Robot body. His Leaf Shield is really overpowered in this, and Woodman's very hard in this version. Okay, it definitely is Needleman. It's hard to time his Leaf Shield because it's different than Mega Man 2. But I should beat him. And he's dead, okay. Yeah, these guys are hard. But we are good. Our next Robot Master is Heatman. Heatman's our last remaining Mega Man 2 Robot Master. What's cool with these guys, you can just shoot them from down here and you'll never get hit by them. As long as you don't jump into their hammer. We have another one of these sections here. Same general idea. If you want to make matters more fun, use Magnum Man's weapon on him. This is actually a fun part to use Magnum Man's weapon. The only thing I don't like with the old Mega Man games is say you're running and you're approaching a platform that's going to be like a spike drop or something like that, and you get energy. The problem is, when you get that energy, it's like that little bit of a twitch, and it throws off your mechanics for a moment. Alright guys, so we are up to our boy Heatman right now. I actually forget what he's weak to. Shadow, I think? Yeah, it's Shadow Man. No! Oh, I was hitting up. Oh, that sucked. I really was trying to, I was trying to hit forward, but my finger was also on the up button too, and I ended up shooting diagonal and up rather than right at him. That's on me. The problem is, you want to be far from Heatman, but you kind of can't do that with Shadow Man's weapon. Shadow Man's weapon's a short-range weapon. I swear to God, I'm hitting the fire button. I'm hitting the fire button. What's going on here? Alright, I'm getting annoyed right now. I'm hitting the fire button when I land my jump, but it's like I must be doing it at the exact frame and it's not registering that I'm shooting at him. So let me try this one more time. Heatman is not hard, it's just in this version all the timing is thrown off, his hitbox is gigantic, these Doc robots are really annoying in this game. I swear to God, I'm hitting the fire button. There's something going on. It must be like a sprite thing. So I'm I'm gonna have to rapidly hit the B button just to make sure I get a shot off right now. So I'm like forcefully rapid firing the B button just to make sure I get a shot off on this guy, but that was weird. One of those little quirks with Mega Man 3 I'm not crazy about. It's just like there's weird little things in this game. Like Mega Man 2, that stuff wouldn't happen. Alright, we got Brakeman. Brakeman's the hardest robot master of all time. I'm gonna show you why this guy's so hard. Here he is. Alright, I'm gonna hit you with Needle Man's weapon. Alright, that did nothing. Alright, let me hit you with Magna Man. Okay, that does nothing. Let me hit you with Gemini Man's. Okay, that does nothing. Hit you with Hard Man's weapon. Okay, that does nothing. I'm not even gonna bother with Top Man's. Snake Man's weapon. Okay, that does nothing. Spark Man. That does nothing. Shadow Man's weapon. That does nothing. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to go regular with him. And there we go. Brakeman's dead. Oh no! Right after we received the last element. Wily, spelled with an E, ran off with Gamma. Yes, Gamma's the big giant peacekeeping robot that's never mentioned besides there. So again, the story of this game just isn't really told well during the game. Everyone get your eyebrows ready. And we come up to one of the cooler looking Wily castles. This is the one they used in the cartoon. And the Wily levels of this game are actually very easy. None of them really pose a challenge. So we'll have a little fun using the weapons where we could. I mean, I like the Wily levels, but they're not hard at all. You know what? I'm gonna do this the safe way. For some reason, there's a little bit of weird hit detection on this ladder. Come on. There we go, Rush. Good old Rush. Now I'm gonna try jumping to that platform from this ladder. Okay, I did it that time, but I've had issues where I fall through part of the ladder. It's weird. You get these little penguin dudes that float through the level. They actually kind of, once they home in on you, they just go straight at you. So it's best to try and rapid fire these guys, not even give them a chance to do it. And that's it. Ironically, you cannot go in that pipe. I always thought you could. Oh no, what can destroy these things? Oh, forgot you fall off ladders in this game. Hard Man's weapon destroys these things, and there we go. And there's a reason why the Wily levels are easy to me in this game. They started handing out energy cans and stuff too, like candy. See, right now I have 4 energy cannons. The next level is going to get even more ridiculous with how generous they're going to get. Right here we have a Sniper Joe. If you want to be real sneaky, you get him on the ladder. One of the harder ones to get, but, you know, just good timing gets him. Alright, we're sleuthing our way through here. This one's a little bit harder, but honestly just use Magna Man and you'll kill him. go. He is down for the count. A little bit of a block puzzle here, but it is not hard at all. Honestly, just take the top route. Why would you not? So we gotta wait for that final platform. And that's it. Really easy block puzzle. There's absolutely no challenge to that. Now what I do want to do is I want to try and get energy for Hardman here. Did I time this right? Yes, I did. Good. So we got a Hardman. Who else needs some energy? We'll give it to Rush Jet. Rush Jet we actually will need for the next level. So here's our first time actually using Top Man's weapon on an enemy. It's actually really easy, good to use on this boss. You cannot hit that generator. Instead, the way to kill this boss is you kill turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. Top Man's weapon is actually good to use in the water. And he's dead. Really easy boss, the turbo generator. Alright, let's see what else you got for us, Wily. Wily level 2. This level's weird. It's very short, and it's just a strange level. Do I need to really charge anything? Not really. I mean, I could, but I'm not like in any danger of really losing out any energy. Alright, there we go. I don't even want it. That's how confident I am. I don't even need it. A little bit of a nasty part of the level right here. I'm going to be forced to fight some of these bees. Alright, the worst of that level is done. We are actually going to be forced to use Rush Jet for parts of this level. And this is where Mega Man 3 gets a little bit overboard. 1 energy can. 2 energy cans. It's like this game is just handing out stuff to you. And that's it. Like, what do I have? 6 energy cans right now? 6. Like, it gets too generous towards the end of the game. In my opinion. And here we have a throwback to my nightmares. The Yellow Devil. But he is much easier in this game than Mega Man 1. For instance, 1, he forms much slower. And 2, you have to slide if you need to use it. Now if you're lucky, you can get off 2 shots on him. And you also have energy cans, so he's much easier to deal with in this game than he was in Mega Man 1. I remember the first time seeing this thing, I was like, oh my god, I gotta fight this guy again. Oh god, I'm screwing this up big time. This is almost impossible to not get hit by, because the hit detection's awful here. I got 3 hits there. Alright, we're doing fine. I might be able to kill this guy without needing to use an energy can. And we got him. Alright, Yellow Devil, you are down for the count. You're a devil anyway, should go with God. I actually forget which way to go. I'm gonna go right. I don't think it really matters in the long run. Okay, right was the right way to go. The only weapon that needs any, like, charge up is Hardman's. Ah! Please don't tell me the walls are back. Oh, come on, game. There we go. Another energy can. What's this, 7? Yeah, the game gets too generous at the end of the game. That's one of my only, like, little criticisms with this game. I mean, it's good as a casual player. After going through the dock robots, which were pretty hard, the game just takes a total change in, like, difficulty to me. It gets way too easy towards the end. Now there is a platform up here. Jump up and you get your severed head. Now I do like to go down because I like to get energy for free. I have no problem with that. And just go down here and we find the dumbest placed Mega Man enemy of all time. What is he guarding? Come on, Mega Man, you can't get to this wall back here. There's nothing there. It's not even like a secret area. It's nothing. Like, if you had an energy can there, then yeah, I can kind of understand. You know, it gives you a reason to go there, but come on, what do you guard, buddy? Oh god, I'm gonna die. There we go, alright. I really handled that situation badly. Here's a little gimmick in this part of the level. And this actually is not really done elsewhere in Mega Man. This seems like it might be hard, but it's really not. There we go. That's it. Nothing to it. Now let's hope I get some energy here. I would like to get some life. Nice. Got about half my energy filled. Now this next enemy is actually another throwback to Mega Man 1. You fight 3 Mega Man clones. However, only one of them is going to be vulnerable to your weapons. Now Snake Man's a good weapon to use on them because it does do good damage. But the one weapon that kills him in one hit, again, is Top Man. Top Man gets a lot of love towards the end of the game. So here's the trick. The first clone is always the top one. So if you can get up there fast enough, you get him. And I didn't do it. So now I'm going to have to use Snake Man's weapon. And he's dead. Not hard at all. It only takes 4 shots of Snake Man, but it's 1 shot of Top Man, so... not hard whatsoever. So we were just sleuthing our way through the Wily levels here. This area's cool, get a little bit of foreground graphics in your way again. Let's recharge our rush coil. This is actually a really cool enemy. He's very hard to get to dodge though. It's like it's called a junk golem, I think. Now here's something silly. When you slide and hold right, you should be able to get onto that top platform, but you're not able to in Mega Man 3. I have no idea why the game does this. It's just one of those weird quirks about the hit detection in this game. Now one thing that's nasty, sometimes you can kill those things, but as the trash thing is falling down, it'll still throw it. It's weird. I don't think I'm gonna get it done this time. Nah, I won't. So it's like weird. As you kill it, but say it summons like a junk pile, as it dies, it still ends up throwing it even after it's dead. It just happens. Oh, we got teleport levels again. Alright, and this has become a staple of Mega Man series. You have the teleport chamber. So real quick, guys, I'm gonna get a little coffee recharge before we start killing all the robot masters again. Alright, guys. I don't even remember who's who. The Sparkman? No, Needleman. I actually kind of forget who's in what place. All I do remember is that Shadow Man's in the bottom right. So Needleman is weak to Gemini Man's weapon. So you need to hope he kind of cooperates with you. He goes down quickly to it, but if you miss him, good luck dodging him for a while. Sparkman. I think Sparkman might be on the right. So I showed off that Shadow Man kills this guy. Sparkman's actually a better weapon to use on him. It causes more damage. And he's dead. Mega Man 3 guys are easy. Hard Man. I've guessed the wrong one every time so far. Now, if you mistime your shot, the clones will actually shoot at you. I don't know, Top Man? I think Top Man's to the right. Hard Man is weak to Magnet Man's weapon. I didn't get a chance to show you this before. And he's dead. Top Man. Yeah, I got one, okay. Top Man is actually weak to Hard Man, but to be honest, Top Man's so easy, you almost don't even need to use Hard Man's weapon on him. And he's dead. The bottom right is definitely Shadow Man. He's weak to Top Man's weapon, and good luck hitting him. Of course you're gonna do that. And look at all that Top Man energy I just wasted trying to kill him. Alright, we got Snake Man and Spark Man next. I think Snake... No, Snake is this one. Spark's on the top right. Or he's right here. I've guessed the wrong... I keep guessing Spark Man wrong. Spark Man's weak to Shadow Man. And Snake Man's actually weak to Needle Man. So I guess we're gonna try that in real life, guys. If you ever come across a snake, kill him with the needle. See if it works. Now, little fun fact: the shutter doors to the right Despite the fact that I beat Shadow Man and I could have tried going through them, they won't open. You have to kill everybody for the doors to open. Alright, so let's replenish our Top Man weapon energy, because we will need it. Top Man's weapon is the greatest weapon of all time. I don't care what anyone says. Come at me, dog. Alright, we are in the bowels of Mega Man 3 right now. So I'm going to recharge my Shadow Man weapon. I'm going to recharge Spark Man only because I will need it for a fight coming up. I do like the tone here. The game has a very ominous kind of feel right now. And we face off against an enemy that's not hard at all. My god, my screen is spazzing out. You see this? Whoa, this is... Okay, blame this on the emulator, guys. Anyway, just ignore that the flashing ground right there. It adds challenge to the boss. This next boss is that part is weak to Hard Man, which makes me remember I should have charged Hard Man's weapon a little bit. Not very hard, just kind of take your time and boom. And we are good. And Wily, you're dead. What? Wily was a Springman guy all the time. Interesting. Alright guys, this is it. The final level. I have 7 energy cans. Wily's going down. I guess I'll just charge Snake Man and Top Man. Now this next part of Wily, there's 2 parts to this fight. The first part, Shadow Man's weapon's probably the best one to use. For the second part, you can either use Snake Man's weapon, or my favorite, Top Man. Top Man kills him in 1 shot. Snake Man's is just whatever. So let's see what the game gives us. I want that energy can. I want to have as many energy cans as possible. Excuse me, guys. Alright, beyond this gate lies our destiny. Why this giant robot with a tiny head? To be honest, I think this thing is weak to Hard Man, but it's just so fun doing this with Shadow Man that you just kill him in like 1 shot. Now you do want to get up to that top platform. You get up to this top platform, you can either use Snake Man's weapon, which is kind of hard to hit him with. And you get off, you know, a little bit of damage to him, but why do that when you can just humiliate him with the worst weapon of the game? Top Man's weapon, and he's dead. That's it, Wily. Beg for mercy. I will not spare you this time. I will let you die. Crumble. Crumble. Oh, 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 ow, jeez. Where's Dr. Wily? Oh no, too late. Oh, Wily just got crushed. Ooh. Epilogue. Mega Man, you've regained consciousness. I found you lying here when I arrived. I like that it's IBM computer, kind of a cute touch instead of IBM. I wonder who brought you here. This whistle, it must have been Proto Man. So that little red guy we were fighting was Proto Man. We're gonna find out a little backstory here. So the number list of robots made by Dr. Wright. Number 8, Electman, Atomic Energy Controller. Number Number 7, Fireman, waste disposal robot. Number 6, Bomb Man, ground disruption robot. Number 5, Iceman, Antarctic investigation robot. Number 4, Gutsman, wilderness reclamation robot. Number 3, Cutman, timber felling robot. Number 2, Roll, housekeeping robot. Oh, come on, why's the woman gotta be a housekeeper? Number 1, Mega Man, former assistant to Dr. Wright. And number 0, Proto Man, new robot prototype, brother of Mega Man. So Proto Man all this time was Mega Man's brother. He's introduced in this game and he will be popping up in all the other games. My overall review of Mega Man 3, for the longest time, I used to flip-flop between this and Mega Man 2 as to the best game. As enough time has gone by, I could appreciate Mega Man 2 more now than this game. This is a great game. If I gave Mega Man 2 a 10, Mega Man 3 is a 9. 2 is a 10, 3 is a 9. Or 9.5. Like, it's that good a game. There's only a couple minor issues. I love the fact that you have like Mega Man 2 robots in your game. I thought that was amazing as a little kid, and I still think it's cool. But some of the difficulty in that is due to the fact that the hitboxes are gigantic. They don't fight identical to the Mega Man 2 robots, and just with a little bit more ironing out, I feel that part could have been done better. And then for some reason, it's like the difficulty gets way too easy towards the end of the game. So it's kind of like the game gets very middle heavy to me. But it's good. It's still a really solid game. The Robot Masters are very memorable in this game. It's the only one that doesn't have a water or fire robot that I can think of. And or an ice robot. It's just a good game. It's very solid. It's probably the last great Mega Man game on the Nintendo, in my opinion. The other 3 are still very solid games, but 2 and 3 are like the top tier of Mega Man games with me. The soundtrack is wonderful in this game too. Almost as good as 2. I mean, 2's is like one of the best Nintendo soundtracks. Or whatever. 3 is still nothing to sneeze at. It's still an incredibly solid, charming, great game. So anyway guys, this has been presented by Capcom and presented by yours truly, Mr. Poe Pro. This is Poe Pro signing out. Peace, love, and happiness, wisdom, knowledge supreme. Poe Pro blesses you all. 1.